Welcome back to 5 News Tonight. Now, she is admired around the world for speaking openly about her health struggles and the difficult decisions she's had to make. And now Angelina Jolie has revealed another, to have her ovaries removed. The Oscar winner had surgery last week as she carries a gene that gives her a 50% chance of developing ovarian cancer. She previously had a double mastectomy due to her family history. Her mother, grandmother and aunt all died from cancer. The actress says she is now going through the menopause and won't be able to have more children, but wants her story to inspire others. Writing in the New York Times, she said, "I feel feminine and grounded in the choices I'm making for myself and for my family. I know my children will never have to say, 'Mom died of ovarian cancer.'" Joining me now to talk about this is Caroline Prescher, who's had the same operation, and Martin Ledwick from Cancer Research UK. And Caroline, what was your reaction when you heard Angelina Jolie make this announcement about her decision?
I was so happy that she came out to say that she'd done this, because it makes it acceptable. It makes it okay to talk about it. It makes it okay to do it. You know, it makes it something that people can understand. And she's such a great role model that women will feel more comfortable talking about these decisions. Because
I know you yourself have been comfortable talking about the decisions you've had to make. What was it like when you had to make them, though?
It's a very difficult decision. It's also a very personal choice. You know, it's not the right decision to have surgery for many women. Many women like to have surveillance. But it's, as I said, it's a very personal choice, and it was something I share Angelina's sentiment when she says her children will never say, "Mum died of ovarian cancer. I did it for my children, so I will be here to see them grow up."
Because, Martin, a lot of people responded very positively to her when she talks about her double mastectomy. And now this. Is it going to save lives?
I think it could well save lives. I mean, as Caroline was saying, it does help to normalise the situation, which is going to make it a lot easier for other women to face up to the risks that they may have and to take some action about that and do something about it. However, it is important to remember that it's only a relatively small proportion of women who are going to be affected by these genes. But if there are women out there, and men, who have cases of breast cancer and ovarian cancer on the same side of the family and close relatives, then it's worth them having a chat with their GP just to check out whether there's a problem or not.
Because the chances, as we mentioned there with her grandmother and her mother and aunt, were very high indeed, weren't they?
Yeah, very, very high. And within certain communities, such as the Ashkenazi Jewish community, there is a higher risk, 1 in 40, as opposed to, say, 1 in 800 in the general population.
And is this the kind of thing that you had to sort of juggle in your own mind, was your own family history?
Yes. My paternal aunt, had ovarian cancer and endometrial cancer, and her mother was diagnosed with breast cancer in her 40s and died in her 50s. And then there were various other members of the family who'd also had breast cancer.
I mean, early days to react to what she's had to say about having her ovaries and fallopian tubes removed. But we were talking just a bit before about Jade Goody and the reaction to that and the long-term effects. Just tell us about that, Martin.
Well, when Jade became ill, we noticed we had a huge spike in inquiries to Cancer Research UK's helpline, but also to the pages on the website where we've got information about cervical cancer and cervical screening. So we know that although what happened to Jade was enormously sad, it actually did have a positive impact, and it encouraged women to come forward and get screening for cervical cancer.
And is that still happening now?
There was a drop-off, I believe, some time after Jade's story hit the news. But certainly for the time when that was very current, it was something that really brought it to women's attention and got women to think about taking up their screening appointments when they were offered to them.
And just finally, and Caroline, I mean, of course, these procedures are invasive. I mean, that's just the way they are. But does it make you think that people should be at ease talking about, well, any form of cancer if that's what they're having to struggle with?
Absolutely, it shouldn't be a taboo subject. So many people are going to have to deal with a cancer diagnosis, either their own or somebody they know, a family member, a work colleague, and it should be something that is out there and we don't feel embarrassed to talk about.
It can help as part of the treatment as well.
Absolutely. You know, bottling it up and not talking about it is dangerous. You know, we need to talk about it and become aware of the symptoms.
Thank you both very much indeed.